Sorry, this is really annoying me. Why is that doing that? Can you see? Look, it's not quite right. It's just not sitting right because I've got weird shoulders and that's not even straight. So I'll put it straight there. There. Right, hello my lovelies. Hi, how are you all? I hope you're well today. So it's the afternoon here, so it's good afternoon for those in the UK. Anyone anywhere else, good evening, good morning, whatever it is for you. Hello Nisha. Hi sweetie. Hello, lovely to have you here. So as ever, when I do these, we always do a start out. Let's start out as we mean to go on. Let's get our energy in the right place, right? Now, why do I do this? I do this because I was taught it by a really cool person. But no, not just that. No, when I have trained over the years, and I've been to lots and lots of different things, what I noticed was our energy. Hey, I didn't put my lip balm on. I need to put my lip balm on. Sorry. You're getting to see me now putting my lip balm on because I just cannot. That's better. I wonder if my lip's feeling a bit sore. So there you go. That's what better, isn't it? I don't look so yucky. There you go. Now you see me do how I do my makeup. That's me. But lip balm. Okay. So when I go to these courses, I went to these things, I've noticed something. If you just go straight into it, the body isn't acclimatized or ready to absorb or accept the training, right? So I do these little practices just to get you ready and wired for the training and in a space where your mind's ready to absorb and take on the information. And I'm going to remind you, and I know I've said this to you every time we've started one of these trainings, but I'm going to say it again. The angels want me to talk about beginner's mind again. And it's really weird because, sorry, I'm just going to move my computer. Sorry, it was not in the right place. Yeah, so it's really weird because I was reading something yesterday after saying all this to you, and I can't think what I was reading. And they said the same thing. They said, if you don't approach everything from beginner's mind, you lose. I think it's you lose 80% of what you're learning or something to do with like that, because your mind's filtering it and saying, I know this, I don't want to hear this, I've done this before. You're learning or something to do with like that, because your mind's filtering it and saying, I know this, I don't want to hear this, I've done this before. It does that. It's really weird. I wish I could remember where it was and I could tell you where it was so you could read it, but I can't remember. If I do remember, I'll put it somewhere in the community so you have it and you know why that is and which author it was. Maybe you could read it too. Okay, so we're going to do that first. We'll do that little bit. So all you guys need to do, right? And we're not going to close our eyes today. Instead, what we're going to do is we're just going to put our hand on our heart. Now, if you're driving, operating any machinery or doing anything that requires your full concentration, please don't do this with us, okay? Or with me, okay? So, yeah, just put your hand on your heart. Now, you can pick whichever hand you want to. I've gone for my right. Normally, I go for my left. It doesn't really matter. Just put your hand on your heart. Now, you'll notice just that action. We haven't done it all yet, but just that action will bring your body down. It's so small, right? Such a tiny thing we've just done. You will start to feel yourself getting more relaxed, because this is what touch does. This is what love does. This is what a hug does. Now I just want you to go into your breathing. We're going to regulate your breathing. So you're going to breathe in through your nose and you're going to breathe out through your mouth, okay? So just take a full, deep belly breath. You're going all the way into your belly, right? So take a full, deep. If you feel any resistance to this breath, we'll get some clues out of this. Yeah, take a deep breath in. And breathe out of your mouth slowly. One more time, breathe in. And very slowly breathe out your mouth. And your final one, breathe in. And breathe out really slowly. Did you feel, I don't normally do this with you guys, but I'm being called by the angels to say this to you guys. Did you feel any resistance to your in-breath or any resistance to your out-breath? And if you did feel resistance, if you didn't, just say no in the comments or something. But if you did feel resistance, where did you feel it in your body? Did you feel it as you went up somewhere? Did you feel it as you went down somewhere? Did you find a sticking point somewhere? So as you went to breathe in, did it stop somewhere and you had to push it down more? Did you have to actively push it past something? Just think about that. Whether you're watching it now or in the replay, if you're watching it in the replay, drop it in the comments, okay? I will answer you about it, okay? But if you got it now and you know what it is and you want to share it with me, that's up to you. You don't have to, of course. Right. Oh, and Misha, I wanted chest, and that was on the in breath. Yeah. What that means, if you've got that, that's where you're, sorry, my hair's annoying me. That's where you're holding, that's where you're not used to fully belly breathing. That's not good. Sorry, Tanya, but that's not good. Really, ideally, you really have to concentrate. Right. You could do some pranayama exercises with me yogically, because that's not good, because that means you're only breathing to here and then breathing out, and then you're breathing to here and breathing out. Now, you know what that does? It creates fear and anxiety, so that's not good for your body. What it is, the reason you're getting stuck here in your heart is because there's obviously a trauma or a problem in this space. And also, your body is trying to protect you. So there's more trauma. It won't have stopped. It won't be there because you got there, but it'd be kind of there where you've created a valve, right? A valve across yourself. And then your protective mechanisms don't want you to go further because that's where you're storing things. But actually, when it comes to your breathing, that breathing that I do is really important for you. It's really important. You have, as the yoga masters, let's go all the way back into the back of the beyond. We're looking at sort of, oh my goodness, I don't even know. Yoga's so old. It's such an old science. But back from the original yoga masters, they said, what is it you only have that is yours and yours alone? It's your breath. So if you can't fully breathe in to your belly, then there's issues within your tissues. But we've talked about this, haven't we? We've talked about it this week, okay? And Misha, you know, yesterday's course, yesterday's training, that will help you with that if you do those pieces. But yeah, do those 3 pieces for yesterday's training, because yesterday's training was more on the line of this, the breathing, okay? Whereas, yeah, Monday's it was Monday. Monday's training was more on the line of the throat and the heart, which you can get to anyway. So you need the other bit, you need the other piece more, okay? Yeah, okay, right. I also wanted to say, Misha, congratulations about your good news about your sale. That's so good. I was so excited for you. I meant to comment, but I've been so busy, and yesterday I went for my medical thing, and it made me really, really tired and a bit sicky. So I didn't really have the time. But yeah, well done. So cool, so cool. So yeah, so when Misha says she really has to concentrate as well, concentrating on a deep belly breath is, yeah, just get yourself to a place where it's not a concentrated thing. You can naturally do it. Right, when you put your hand on your belly right now, just normally, you should feel it go in and out a lot. And if you don't, then that's something to concern yourself about, because it means you're not fully breathing in. So mine goes right the way down. Yeah, there's no stoppage at all. You might find that if you relax, it's okay. Check that too. Okay, I'm going to get our card for today. Now, I've got different cards with me today. Hence, we've been talking a little bit about Doreen Virtue, haven't we? So I brought the Angel Therapy Oracle cards. So what do we need to heal? Because these are healing cards, right? What do we need to heal? What's this session telling? Yeah, it goes all the way down. Then if it went all the way down, then you don't need that. What that was then was you knowing that I was giving you a practice, right? And actually, yeah, angels, what is it? Angels, tell Misha the full. Let's give Misha a little mini reading. Yeah. Right. So the angels are saying you knew that I was giving you a practice. So because you knew it was a practice and you knew it was about the chakras and you knew it was about trauma, you did stop yourself at the place where it was the safest. So you can get all the way down. That's good, because full belly breath is important just for normal breathing. So I'm really glad that is a thing, right? But the other thing the angels are saying, yes, it means that below that is where you're storing your stuff. And I think you said root chakra, didn't you, if I remember rightly? So yes. Okay, so let's get our card to see what today's is about. So what we're doing today is, and I typed it somewhere, recognizing your gifts and reconnecting into the real you. So the card, oh, you can't even write it. Look, you just saw that, didn't you? You just saw that fly out, okay? You're welcome, darling. You saw that fly out. It flew out. Look what card we've got. God, I just honestly got the heart chakra card. I can't believe it. Where did Misha say she could get to? Her chest. It's amazing. The angels are cheeky and they're naughty, but they're always right. It says the answer you seek is in your heart right now. Be open to giving and receiving love. Interesting. Right, we're going to have one today before we go into that. So it's about your heart chakra, opening your heart chakra. Okay, angels, what we're saying. And so this is for everyone now in the replay. What we're saying with the heart for everybody. They're saying, that, oh, it's 111 on my clock. So they're saying by opening up your heart chakra, you open yourself up to more opportunities, more of life. And they're saying you have to work on everything, but then your central focus is to work yourself up to your heart so that it's stronger. I get it. Okay. So I want to talk a little bit about today's training, which is about recognizing your gifts and reconnecting into what will heal you. Okay. Now, what I'm about to teach you might sound hokey, I guess. It's really pouring rain outside. It's like crying because Hem's doing this course and it's going, nah. But it might sound a little bit woo-woo and a little bit, I suppose, off the wall, right? But there's a reason for it, and I'm going to explain it as we go along. So in Mondays, we talked about the trauma and some of the steps you could use to heal trauma within your body and within your consciousness, okay? And it really tapped into self-love. Then on Tuesday, we talked about how you could, I can't remember what it was called, rewire your system, the energies and the areas you need to rewire your system. Now, today we want to recognize your gifts. Now, I said this yesterday. I'm going to say it again. You're all psychic. You're all like, no, I'm not. You are. You're all psychic. You are all psychic. We're all psychic, right? Now, back in the day, there were these American trials. I'm pretty sure they're American, right? They might have done them here in the UK as well, on children. Because obviously they wanted to weaponize them and weaponize their skills, right? Because obviously we couldn't have, oh, let's just use this for healing the body and healing other people. No, they wanted to weaponize them. But they started looking at very little children and teaching them the things the rest of us are not taught. So what were they teaching them? They were teaching them how to use their sixth sense, how to move things with their minds, how to accurately predict events before they occurred, which meant that if you use them in something like warfare or whatever, you'd be able to know what your opponent was doing before, the person you were going against was going to do or planning to do before they even did it. So they were trying to get these children to do it. Now, let me tell you what happened, which is so cool. And they may still be trying to do it for all I know. But the thing with using those gifts in such a negative way, although the children were pure initially, what happens is initially the children will tell you and they'll be able to tell you. But over time, what would have happened to those children is they would have started hitting inaccuracies. Why? Because all of spiritual psychic ability, spiritual, remember the word spiritual, right, is in the response of heart, loving, forgiving vibration, right? So by doing, we're going to go back to trauma here, so to explain how they link, by giving these children these tasks to do, but not explaining what they really were, so cheating them, they were enacting trauma within the body of the child. Why? Because the child would then have known, if they were building up their psychic ability, that they weren't being used for a good thing. Right. So in terms of trauma, when people get really high vibrational and do a lot of psychic work, right, if they lose their gifts and they cheat, because some of them do, and I won't tell you about the ones who have because it won't be fair, what happens is they have to use a sort of energy within themselves that is a lie, I guess, because we lose our gifts when we're not using our gifts for the highest good and for all, right, ourselves and for all, okay? So if you use your gift to ensure your neighbours moved the tree, I don't know, or got rid of a tree, that's not a good thing. That's because it's control, right? Okay? Now you're going to say, what's this got to do with trauma? It's all to do with trauma. Your psychic gifts, right, in this paradigm that we live in, your connection into yourself has been stunted by, what's a good word? The angels are saying toxicity, okay? Now, toxicity, and we talked a little bit about this earlier on in the week, it's in your foods, it's in the makeup women use or products men use, it's in your spray that you spray under your armpits, that kind of thing, right? Yeah? It's in, like I said, it's in your foods. It's in lack of exercise, it's sedentary lifestyle. It's in anger, irritation. But all of these things block your gifts. I hope I'm trying to get you to where we're going, okay, with how you reconnect and recognize your gifts, okay? So, for me, when I was younger, let's go back to my youth. I was an angry teenager. Why? Because I didn't have power in my solar plexus, because I didn't feel able to make my own choices. Now, why? You're going, how does this link to gifts? Now, we're talking about psychic stuff, intuition, gut responses, right? Heart informing you, right? And there's a bit more. We go further into psychic ability. We're talking about clairsentience, clairvoyance. If you don't know what those are, ask me in the comments. We're talking about clairalliance. We're talking about claircognizance. We're talking about these things, right? Now, you're going to say, again, how do these reconnect into my trauma and my chakras? Of course they do. Because if your trauma and your chakras are blocking your gifts, you can't have your gift. You can't recognize or even reconnect into the real you, which is what the next part of this is. Two-step program here is recognizing what your gifts are and reconnecting into the real you. So I'm going to use Misha as an example just because she's here, bless her heart, right? So Misha said it was her root chakra, okay? And I said it was my heart chakra. Why? Somewhere in Misha's life, she needs to do something that evolves around helping others feel secure and safe. Now, that could be maybe she works in... I'm just going to give examples. This isn't for you, Misha. I'm not telling you. This isn't a psychic reading. I'm just using examples, okay? So let's take it out of Misha, actually. Let's just say the root chakra. So, okay, you've got to work on your root chakra. So maybe you want to build something that creates safety and security, and you help people with understanding what good foods to eat. Maybe that's something Misha would be doing, or someone else who's got that root chakra thing. You see, your gifts are in the space where you're worst healed in your chakras, where you feel it the most, where the pain is the most. Mine's heart. Obviously, I've got to teach love. See what I mean? Do you get it? Do you get it? That's your gifts. Your gifts are in the space where you have the most problem. They're always going to be there. So, for example, if you have problems in your sacral chakra, you're probably the one who's going to help people to learn how to connect into a relationship, how to feel pleasure, how to enjoy life. And you can do those any which ways. Maybe you build roller coasters, you know? Yeah, get it? But it's about what you'll find if you've got the issue there is you can't do those things, right? And then so solar plexus, maybe you want to teach people how to be strong. Maybe you want to teach people karate or something like that. Your gifts are in the spaces where you're the least happy. I know it's a little bit, but I don't want to do those things. Why? Because you want to protect yourself against those things. And you may do a little bit of those things because some of you are stronger. I can see that. The angels are showing me some of you are stronger than others. Are watching us now in the replay, right? Some of you have got this strong connection to that space. So you've started it, but guess what happens? You keep hitting those walls I was talking about in the trauma response. Why? Because you had trauma in those areas. How long did it take me? It took me forever to realize I was meant to teach about love. And it was really funny because it was actually these cards here that we've done today that told me I'm here to teach love. Get it? Right? Because the thing is, your body is actually telling you all the time what you need to do. So let's go up now. Let's go to the throat chakra. What would it be if you were having problems with your voice? What would it be if your block was here, your trauma was stored here? Well, you wouldn't have been seen and heard. Actually, I will give you the symptoms for the other ones, which I didn't do. I forgot that. So let's do this one first, and I'll go backwards. So you wouldn't have been seen and heard. You'd have felt your voice wasn't valued. You'd have felt it's not the point you speaking up. You would have felt traumatized. What often happens with little uns who get this one here, it means they have their voice. It means they're meant, and they're often quite cognizant or quite clear. What's the other one that I'm thinking of that would be really close into this area? I've forgotten, but if I get it, I'll tell you. So you have all of this, but what happens is it causes a blockage, and then what happens is maybe you're too loud or maybe you're too soft, but you really struggle to be fully in your voice. This isn't to say you have to go and stand on stage, but maybe you're meant to be a leader. Maybe you're meant to stand as a CEO and be the one that stands up and explains things to people. You're meant to use this part of yourself, right? I'm not saying, say with Misha, she said her root, and I said my heart. I'm not saying that I don't have issues here. I did have issues there, right? I'll tell you for why, because it took me so long to get out here and do this, right? So I did, but I healed my stuff, right? Actually, it's a shame I can't share my screen like on Zoom, because I'd love to show you where my chakras were back in 2020 to where they are now, because I have like a little chart that I've created. But yeah, so they were quite moved out and now they're quite moved in, okay? The reason is because I've done the work. So this one was, like I say, not being heard, not feeling valued, not often people who have this actually don't speak much at all. They get very quiet when they have this. And they'll often be drawn to blue, the colour blue a lot, right? They'll like that colour, but they'll struggle with that colour. When they wear it, it will overwhelm them. Because I was really attracted when I was younger to purples and lilacs, and this really overwhelmed me because that was the area that I really needed to do at that point. This was when I was younger, when I was about 16, right? Okay, so let's go back to your root. So your root one, the problems in that area would be, I think I said it before in the training about your security, your safety. You may feel dizzy, you may lack confidence if you've got these ones, okay? So it might be that. There's more to that. That's just sort of the tip of the iceberg, but I'll give you just a little bit, right? Obviously, there's more in the course. And like I say, if you can't afford the With Me course, do check out the one where you can do it yourself, okay? And I will let you know about it once it comes out. Then if your sacral chakra area, it would be you don't give yourself enough pleasure. You may have sexual dysfunction, you may have relationship issues, those kind of things will trap in there. Now, obviously, we're going up to the solar plexus, and that is just power. Power one's strong, right? It's strong. It's like the force will be with you. And often people stuck in the force will be with you chakra either are overpowering. It's where you get the psychopaths, I think. And people like that. Or maybe like people that are toxic. Overpowering or underpowering. They don't value their own power. They don't trust themselves. They don't give themselves a value. Heart's obvious. There's a lack of love there. There's lack of self-esteem. It's huge. So lack of self-confidence, lack of self-esteem, lack of self-worth, lack of self-reliance, lack of referencing system. It goes on with the heart. The heart's a big one. It's a big one to have the issue in. And I have to admit it, I've got it there because I was born with, I'll just show you a little bit, a hole in my heart. So I was born with that already there. So if any of you watching now in the replay, have something that was operated on, you have a scar somewhere, that's a little bit of an indicator for you of something, okay? Could be an organ as well, okay, but I'm just not doing those at the moment. I've got the time to do all the things, right? So then we come up to the third eye. Now, if you've got problems here, you're struggling with seeing the truth. You're struggling with seeing the often people with this need glasses early in life. Okay? Often. If you start wearing glasses before you're, I'd say mid-40s, you may have this as a little bit of a sticking point here, right? You see, it's a spiritual sight here. This is the spiritual sight, okay? These are your real sight, and this is your spiritual sight. Often people who get stuck here are scared in some way, or they've been trained to be scared of these psychic abilities, these psychic gifts, and these guys, you're stuck here, you might need to come with us into this journey, because for you, it's really important that you start opening up your spiritual gifts, start seeing the truth. You might even find your vision improves a little bit, actually, a little bit. I mean, obviously, your vision's gone off the wall crazy. It's going to be really hard to get it back right in, because that's what the angels said in this course in the earlier few sessions. They said, we don't do moderation, which is why it can't be healed. The body is a self-healing system. But we've got a societal structure that doesn't want. Why would your health services want you to be able to self-heal your body? Of course they don't want you to do that. No way. So we've got products out there that will make you sick. We've got food out there that will make you sick. We've got the news out there that will make you sick. Your newspapers will make you sick. What else? The loudness of the world will make you sick. All those things. Okay. So that was the one. So you'd need to teach spiritual stuff. This would be your gift here. Okay. And then if it's your crown chakra, that's amazing if you've got that one. If that one comes up as a bit of a tension, you'll be getting headaches around here, though, by the way. You won't believe in God. You won't have any connection to source energy. You won't believe in angels. You won't believe in any of these things I do. You'll think I'm mad. You're probably not even watching it, to be honest. That is the truth. Which is why I would very much doubt many of you will have this one, the crown chakra issue. If you do, that means it's a divinity issue. Maybe at some point you had a religious upbringing and you disconnected from it because it was overwhelming. That would make sense, because that can be quite abusive sometimes, right? So your gift would be here. What does that mean? What would you do in that? Where would your gift be? Your gift would be in channeling, if you want to. Of course, you don't have to channel. Channeling is not for everybody, and I really do appreciate that, because you guys know that I'm doing, don't you? You know that I'm doing the channelings on the Saturday. And I find them really overwhelming. It can be very overwhelming to give that much of yourself to something you don't even know. You don't even know what's coming through. I mean, obviously, I don't do them live, because then I don't know. I don't know what we might get. Okay. So now we've looked at that, I want you to think about how you speak. Okay. So I want you to take a moment to tell me about something in your room, just one thing in your room. You can do it in the comments, whether you're watching this in the replay or comments now. Tell me about something. I'll do mine in a moment. Tell me just tell me about something. Just express something in the comments. And I should be able to tell you what your actual senses. I should be able to, okay? And if not, we'll do meditation if it doesn't work, because it doesn't always work, because sometimes people don't give it away as easily, but it's often very referenced in the way that we speak. Okay, so tell me about something in your room. Just describe something to me. It doesn't matter. You could say my dog, I hear my dog pouring the door or something. I don't know, whatever works. Just say something. I have a hot water bottle. I'm thankful for it because it keeps me warm. Misha's gone for an affirmation. How would you describe having? Okay, let me do another one, because that's not going to work. I knew it might not, because the angel said to me, "Isn't going to work." They're going to me, "Isn't going to work. Your way isn't going to work." Okay, then let's do your way, because you guys are always better than me at this. Oh, I know. They want me to ask you to what you're more drawn to if you look at a picture. What are you more drawn to? Do you feel that do you feel something? What emotion comes? Okay, if you were with someone you really, really loved, what emotion comes up the strongest for you? Would you feel great? Would you hear them? Would you see them? Do you see what I'm doing? Would you taste? Would you get a taste on your mouth about it? How would you express it? Would you, like, a friend of mine always says, I hear that. She always says, I hear that. Why? Because she's audient, she's clairaudient. She can hear spirit, universe, angels, that kind of thing, whatever she works with, right? I'm clairvoyant. You guys know I see. So I tend to say see a lot, but I do have all of the gifts. So it's easy for me to go into I feel, I hear, I sense, I taste, I can do that because I do it. But which is your, feel it around my heart. So she feels it around her heart. So feel, you feel. So you're clairsentient. So Misha is clairsentient. See? See how easy it is? I got it so quickly just from her saying how she felt. See? And whereas I would have said, I see it around my heart, probably, more than likely. I see that, I feel it. I would have added that word see to it. Why? Because I always see everything mostly. And I used to say I know a lot. If you say I know, I just know. If I said, can you describe this to me? And you kept going, no, I just know, but I can't really describe it to you. I just know it, but I can't describe it. Why? Because you're claircognizant. See how it works? Okay, so let me give you the ones you might say with the gifts. So with clairaudient, you probably say, I hear. Okay, I hear you. I hear you. I hear what you're telling me. I hear you. People feel very understood by people who are clairaudient because you'll say you hear them. You understand, yes? You show that. Clairsentience, you're more like with Misha, you're going to say, I feel this. I feel that. I feel you really upset me. I feel really, really upset or challenged by this task. I feel amazed that I did this really well. Yeah. Okay. Then we got, let's try. So we've done clairaudience, we've done clairsentience. Clairvoyance, you're going to say, I see the point. I see what you're saying. Yeah. Get it? Yeah. I see. I see the whole of it. I see how beautiful that picture is. Yeah. So clairalliance, is clairalliance the taste one? I get them mixed up. I think clairalliance is taste. It could be clairgustance. Can't remember. But on one of them, I can't remember which one it is, so you have to forgive me. But there is a taste one. Okay, so I taste it. As I said, we got clairvoyance, didn't we? We got clairvoyance, sentience, we got clairaudience. Oh, and claircognizance. And claircognizance would be, clairgustance. Thank you, darling. I couldn't remember which one it was. I always get clairalliance, and I think and clairgustance mixed up. So I was like, just do that. Claircognizance would be your, like you say, I know it. Do you see? So that's how you'll recognize your gifts. But the thing that I really wanted to say is to reconnect into the real you, to really reconnect, okay, is that you need to get the feeling part of you sorted. And that would make sense with Misha, because Misha said, I feel, and then she said it was her root chakra. So your root chakra and your sacral chakra work in harmony together. And they're going to bring in that feeling element, feeling out of sorts, feeling disconnected, right? So these gifts that you have, this one was a heart chakra for today's group, okay? What happens is the loss of them gets stuck in these chakras, okay? And obviously we're not in my big course, but in my big course I will explain how this all links up fully to you and how you can then actually get into your gifts via them. But actually the trick is really simple. It's just to get these things sourced and cleansed and to not have them moving around all over the place, okay? So the thing with the chakras and with trauma is going to make you push these gifts out, right? So if Misha feels, right, what's trauma going to do to Misha? It's going to go, oh, no, I don't like it. Whoosh, push her chakra out right here. Then she doesn't have to feel that anymore, does she? Root chakra, same thing. It will push out. And it may not even go this way. It may go one of these two ways. Now, I can't remember one side with the way the chakras go. They link to extroversion and introversion. And that was the thing. Do you remember I said, if with the throat chakra, you might speak too loud or you might be really, really quiet. So one would be introversion and one would be extroversion. So you'd go the way. So if you're extroverted, obviously you spoke too loud, you'd go one way. And if you were introverted, you'd go the other way. I can't remember which way they were. I'm trying to look at the chart. I think I can't remember because it's obviously I'm doing it the other way around. So I don't want to tell you the wrong thing. So this is the thing, okay? This is why I believe it's really, really important you work on these energy centers. I do want to talk about something really small right now. Even if you had your chakras removed, which I don't really prescribe to, but if you did and you trust and believe in that, okay, that's fine. I get you on that. But you still need to work through these areas. Because if you had, right, if you're perfect in those areas, right, for a start, you'd be a spiritual being already, and you'd probably be on like Jesus, Buddha status. That's the first thing. And secondly, you'd have no trauma. You'd have no problems if they were fully cleansed and cleared. You would be completely aligned with source. You'd be aligned with source and aligned with Mother Gaia. You'd be completely aligned with earth and completely aligned with source. Okay. So it doesn't matter what you do. It's really important to do this work because it will heal you on such a strong level, really. I was thinking maybe what I could do. I know my course is quite out there with expense. It's quite high because I wanted to do the lot for you because my mind is, and my tutor, my yoga master taught me that integrative is the best. Give everybody all of it. Don't just give people small pieces because then they can't fully enhance themselves. What is the point? I teach you just your throat chakra, then all of these others are all out of whack and your throat's nicely in place and all of these others are. And actually the truth is, and the angels are saying this for me to remind you, even if we did do this, it'd keep moving out because the others are out of whack. Because the others, basically your base chakras stabilize your upper chakras. Okay, and I know that sounds kooky because when I looked at my own one, my crown chakra was quite strong, but my faith is very, very strong. So it's to remember. So reconnecting into the real you is recognizing your inner gifts and recognizing the things that I've been talking about. So it's recognizing which chakra needs your work, which area of your body needs it. And if I'm really honest, I would say for everybody, in today's tip, really start at the base. Always start at your roots. Like I said yesterday, okay? The other thing I would ask you to do is check in with, okay, if you believe in psychic ability, this works. If you don't, then it doesn't. But you don't have to. So I'm not asking you to, okay? Everyone to their own, okay? But the tool for today is to understand which gift is your gift and which chakra it connects into, where your pain story is, and how that's affecting you, okay? Now, obviously, if you come and work with me, I'll do it with you. But obviously, if you're doing it on your own, you're just going to have to research and Google it as much as you can, all right? But you want to link these areas together. So you want to go and work on your root. You need to do that from not yesterday's, it was Tuesdays. You want to recognize where your gift is, but where you're holding your pain. So for me, she's given us some really good examples. She's given us the root and the heart. And for me, it's the heart, okay? Then recognize your gift. What happened around that time of the age? So the age here would be, okay, I want to give you your ages as well. So your root chakra would be 0 to 7. Your sacral chakra would be 7 to 14. Your solar plexus will be 7 to 21. Then 21 to 28. Then 28 to 29, 30, 31, 32, 33. Hang on, I've done that wrong. 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35. Then 35 to 42, 42 to 50. Okay. And then this one would be 50 to 58. All right. So this is if you're older. And if you're in the older lot than the rest of us, then yay to you. But if you've got some blockages there, then check them out and see what you might have put there in those ages. So I'd recommend things like inner child work and things like that. Come have a healing with me if you want. So we can look and see what those things are, and I can give you bigger pointers because these are just the small areas. So root chakra work, seeing what your gifts are, like how do you speak? Do you say, I see this, I hear this, I feel this kind of thing. If you're not sure, pop it in the comments, right? And I will tell you what it is, okay? And then sorry, I've forgotten. Oh yeah, sorry, Angel. So they're going to be, it's this. And then your final one would be to reconnect into the chakra where it was. And then so you can, because what happens is when you reconnect into the chakra where the pain is and heal that, the gift starts to show itself a little bit more, okay? Now, obviously, like I say, these are small pieces, and those were big things I just gave you. Those 3 things are big. They're big. The root chakra, not so much, but the finding which age it was in you and then connecting into the chakra and the gift, they can be quite tricky to do alone, okay? But if you, because we don't want to see our own stuff, actually, and we're trained through school not to see our own stuff. We're told, no way, don't do that. Yeah, we're said, no, you need to ask somebody. Like, you know, you might know what's wrong with your body, and you go to the doctor, and the doctor goes, no, it's not that, it's this. And then you keep having tests, and eventually they come back to the thing you said. Why? Because it's your body, it's not theirs. And this is the thing. Obviously, I'm not saying don't listen to medical people, because we need their help. We do need their help. What I like is the whole allopathic medicine linked with the holistic side. That's kind of, that sort of helps. Now I'm talking about something different. The angels are going, stick to the point. But yeah, so this is the thing. Reconnecting into your, and recognizing your gifts and reconnecting into the real you is about healing your trauma. It's about releasing and clearing the spaces within you so that your gifts can become more and more activated, right? So now, before we move on to goodbyes, I'm going to do our final card for today. So what are we going to get if we do this? What are we going to get if we do the work around what we've been talking about today? What are we going to experience, and what are we going to feel? I said feel, see now you can see why I have them all, because I will talk across my strongest points. My strongest points are I know, I feel, and I see. So I have those as my highest gifts that I use, okay? Which is why I know things, so I teach you guys, okay? I see things, so I do readings for you. And what was the other one? I feel things, so I'm emotional and loving. There you go. So right, let's get the cards for what today's angels. Will you give us the cards for, and a mini reading for it? No, not 3. You know how they are. They're just naughty. So angels, come on, this one. All right, thank you, my lovelies. Oh, wow. That's amazing. So if you do the work you've been asked to, and you link in, and like I said, Misha went to her heart today, but for all of you, it might be a little bit different, okay? So don't worry too much about this card here. But if you do the work, and you do the trauma work, and you start working through stuff, your crown chakra, you'll get to your crown chakra. You'll be able to see your ideas, your inspiration, your divine guidance. You'll get answers to your prayers. And that, my lovelies, is the answer to this for you guys. Fully reconnecting into your gifts is to do the pieces I said to you so that you can get to this place. Because this is where we all want to get to, where it's much more healed and we can live in a more harmonious way. So yes, thank you. Right, my darling. So that is me for today. I hope you've really enjoyed it. I know it wasn't as maybe sexy as the other 2 ones, because those were pretty cool, weren't they? But it's quite hard to explain how to do those ones, because I normally, to get the reconnecting into your gifts and showing you what the real you is, I normally do that in a healing session. So yeah, so I hope I've given you a little bit of an understanding of how you connect into that, and a little bit of understanding of how you can do that work, okay? And like, I'm going to tell you this from my heart, it is not easy doing this work on your own. I've got these gifts, and also I've shown you my hole in my heart. Because of my hole in my heart, I was like this from birth. I always had the skills, okay? Which is why I can do it. I can do it, but it was even hard for me to do. So this is why I want to help you if I can, okay? So do watch out for the offerings that I've got. Check it out. I will talk to you about them on this channel, and make sure you're aware. And, you know, come work with us if you can, because I would love to help you. I really, really, really would. And whether you're watching it now or in the replay and you're interested in the course, do check it out and do let me know. And I did put in these comments, you might have to go up. Actually, don't worry. I'll put it in the comments also. I don't know why YouTube is not allowing me to show the stream of chat, because I've been ticking for it to be in the replay and it's not there. So I don't know. YouTube has its thoughts and its ideas, but it's fine. It's up to YouTube. All right, my lovelies, that is me for today. And anyone who's come in at the end, do check it all out. It's there for you. It will be there in the replay. All you need to do is go to along my YouTube page. It will say, I think, videos, and you just want to go to live, and you click on live, and you'll see all of the trainings for all of the 3 days. So, my darlings, thank you. Oh, and anyone who signed up to my website, who was watching this and commenting, you're going to be put in for a draw, because a prize is going to be offered. I haven't really thought about what that prize is going to be yet. That's going to come out a little bit later. but it will be a special something for you. So do take care. And if you do want to sign up and you haven't done already, I'll put the details for that as well in the comments. Take care, everyone. Namaste. Have a beautiful, beautiful day. And I will see you very soon with my videos and all my other exciting stuff for you. Take care. Bye. Lots of love. Kisses. Bye. Bye. Bye, Misha. Bye.